So if you watched the last video, we got the 4-link rear subframe partially welded in the car. It's not all the way by any means, but it's ain't good enough to touch the rear end, and it's just been busy and it's been hot. So I haven't been working on the car much, but today the goal is to get the rear end. So I got the wheel, axle, rear end housing, 4-link bars, got all that stuff out, and we're gonna get this thing test fitted in, and then hopefully that way, once we get it test fitted in, we'll be able to mark where we need to do the shock mounts, so we can get the shock mounts tacked in on the rear end too, and make sure all that's going to work. So we'll get it all put together here and see how it works out. So just got the 4-link bars on and got the axles in, so we're going to slide it up under the car, and we'll get it slid up under the car and then get it hooked up to the rear 4-link frame, and then I'll use the jack and kind of eyeball the ride height and get the wheels and tires on it, and then I'll probably get some blocks for tonight just to get in there. It's getting late on me, so running out of daylight. So we'll get this thing in and see how it looks, and then hopefully tomorrow I can get some measuring done and see if it's in there straight. So it's actually starting to look like a car again. Got the rear end, I got the 4 links hooked up, you can see it there and there, and got the wheels and tires on. I've just got a jack under it right now. I'm fixing to, I need to get everything leveled so then I can pull a tape measure and see. But that's about, so the very beginning I put that blue tape there because that's where I wanted the center line of the axle, which I've got it moved back a little bit, leaving a gap there because I also want to run, these are 26-inch tall tires, and I also want to be able to run 28-inch. So the gap kind of looks goofy with these tires, but it'll allow me to run 28-inch tires. So that's the end goal, is I'll probably run 28s most of the time, but right now I got 26s. So that's what we're going with. So yeah, I just gonna go find some blocks and put under the wheels and get the rear end level under the car and just let it hang out, and then I'll probably just pull some tape measures and see and what I need to do to get the rear end square. But making progress, so it's pretty cool. I like it so far. So I went ahead and got the rear wheels blocked up so I can start figuring out my ride height. So that's about where my ride height's going to be. Maybe a little bit more tucked. That's probably a little too far actually. Now that I look at it, that's probably me riding like a 4-wheel drive down the road. But I'll do some more measuring and stuff. Right now I'm going to try to figure out, I got to figure out these shock mounts. So I've got the one that goes on the axle, I believe, and then I've got the little tabs that go up top on the crossbar. So I've got plenty of room, so I'm guessing I'm just going to install them as far out on the bar as I can, because I could actually almost even fit them over here between the frame. So I'm going to do some reading, see if a wider shock placement is better, which I assume wider is better, but I can assume a lot of things and not be right. So I'm going to look at that up, and then also, you know, these shock, they're made for a round axle, and I've got the back brace on it. So I'm also got to figure that part out, because you know, it'll go like yay. So I have to do some cutting and squaring and make sure I can get that, you know, where it's nice and level once I've got it mounted on. But we're gonna keep at it. So it's the next day, and still deciding on how I want to do the shock mounts in the rear and stuff. So today, since if you watched the last couple of videos, I actually found the ground on my welder is bad, so I'm gonna try to do some welding up front now, since I think I can do it halfway competent. So we're gonna try to do some test welds, see if they're good, and if they're good, I'm gonna go ahead and weld this stuff up. That way I can get the front suspension on here too, so we can actually get this, you know, once the front shocks come in and I get the rear shock mounts on, we could possibly have this thing as a roller, and that would be cool. So we'll see how the welder does. So when I put this on, I did some weldable primer on this stuff, so we're going to try this one first. I'm going to get my wire wheel out and wire wheel it, and then we'll see how this weldable primer stuff does. So my plan is just to do this bottom weld here and see how it looks, And then I'll probably come over and try to do this top weld on each one of them too. So I'll do the top and the bottom, and then if that all looks good, we'll just keep going. And alright, so we got the welder out and we got one side done. Not the prettiest thing, but it's not full of junk either, so it's going to work, and I got good penetration, so I think I'll be alright. Just the front suspension, right? What can go wrong if it breaks? But we're going to call it good enough, and we're going to do the other side, and we've got some other stuff we got to do too. Still got to do the top edges, and then still got to do the bottom too, which I'm going to wait to do the bottom. I don't feel like crawling under the car today. And we'll keep at it, and hopefully this thing don't kill me. Alright, so got the first inner one done. As you can see, it's looking pretty much better. I have no issues with that weld. That's about as good as I can do. So we'll let it cool off, because I have to have my back to that one. I don't want to accidentally bump up to it, and then we'll get this one done. Then we'll probably call it a day. I might try to weld these up, these tubes, but I might not want to mess with that, but we'll see. So got the second side welded up. Came out pretty decent. Had a little bit of trash there at the end, which had a little bit bigger gap back there too. So I'll grind that out and do some re-welding on it. But I think I'm fixing to give it a shot. Weld up this tube, see how that comes out. So we went ahead and welded up our front tubes. Got that one welded in. Got the other side welded in. I know this video kind of jumped around. We started on the rear suspension, then we started welding and stuff. But I really just want to make sure. I dug through some old pictures, and this is way too tucked. This would be way too low a ride height for me. So I'm going to get that readjusted and stuff, and then get back on the shop mounts in the next video. And I really want to get on the roll bar on the next video, because I know once I get the front suspension and do a little more welding on the back, I can have it as a roller. But while I've got it up in the air and level and everything, I want to go ahead and make sure the roll bar gets done. So that'll be where we're focusing on the next videos, to get these 6x6 plates cut out and get those cut out so I can get the new main hoop test fitted, and then figure out how to pull the windshield and do the through the dash door bars and all that heavy stuff. So thanks for everybody that was watching, and probably go back to doing some time lapse on the next video. Just I think it's a little bit easier for me to just set stuff up and work, and then go back and review it and make some comments and stuff, so we don't miss anything. Feel like this way we're, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we're gonna keep at it. Thanks.